Hey there, this is Women on the Brink. I'm your host, Chris Jeffrey, a registered acupuncturist and wellness advisor with a passion for helping women live happier and more balanced lives. When I'm away from work, I'm usually outside in nature, either walking the seawall or I'm hiking in the mountains. And like many of you, my life has been filled with moments of hardship, some that I thought I couldn't overcome and really left me questioning my own strength. But through these challenges, I discovered resilience, courage, and a renewed sense of purpose. So I'm here to share not just my journey, but the lessons I've learned, and to remind you that no matter what obstacles come your way, there's always a path forward. And just to let you know, this podcast is not prescriptive, it's an offering. So please take what resonates with you and leave the rest. Welcome back to Women on the Brink. Today, we're diving into a topic that might hit close to home for more of us than we realize, especially for those who consider themselves sensitive or empathetic or just really good at keeping the peace. We've all heard about the classic stress response of fight, flight, or freeze. And these are the, instinctual ways our nervous system reacts to a perceived threat, either by confronting it or running from it or shutting down entirely. But there's actually a fourth response that gets a lot less attention, and that's called fawning. And I have now become aware of what a great fawner I used to be. Fawning is actually the trauma response that says if I can just be nice enough, helpful enough, or agreeable enough, maybe I'll stay safe. So it's a survival strategy rooted in people pleasing and in self abandonment, and in the quiet hope that if we don't cause any waves, we won't get hurt. So let's break it down. I know I was fawning when I was always saying yes to things, even when I was exhausted or maybe I really didn't even want to do certain things. I think I was also fawning when I was apologizing for things that weren't my fault. Maybe that's just a Canadian thing. I don't know. I was fawning when I was dismissing my own needs or emotions in order to protect somebody else's. And here's the one where I hold a master's degree in monitoring the moods of other people and adjusting myself just to keep that person comfortable. And this is one that we learned in childhood. How about this? Feeling anxious when someone is disappointed in you, because, that came from parents and teachers and other authority figures. And I've always been hyper aware of how other people perceive me, and I probably still am to some degree. But I've said this before, there's something very freeing about getting older and a little wiser because now I'm able to dismiss those perceptions, I'd say 99% of the time. So does any of this sound familiar to you? I mean, as I mentioned, this usually starts early. And for many women, especially those raised to be good girls and caretakers or peacekeepers, fawning becomes second nature. And it might have even been essential for emotional survival in environments where anger or rejection or chaos were present. And over time, it just becomes a default way of relating to people. And here's the thing. Fawning isn't a weakness. It's actually just your nervous system doing its best to protect you. But when it becomes chronic, it can leave us feeling disconnected or, resentful and unsure of who we really are because we've spent so much energy managing other people. So the work of healing from fawning is the work of connecting to your inner self. So, for me, I just started noticing, when am I overriding my own truth to avoid discomfort? And when am I hustling for harmony or peace at my own expense? And when I say I'm fine, but my body is really telling me something different. So I had to really start practicing saying no without over explaining it, like setting really clear boundaries with people. And now I let people feel their feelings without trying to rescue them or fix them. And I also tell people what my needs are. I mean, even if my voice shakes when I'm doing it. So I just want to remind you, like, This is about remembering that you're allowed to take up space, that you're allowed to have boundaries and preferences and needs, and that you can be kind without abandoning yourself in the process. So if this resonates, I invite you to get curious. Like, where might fawning be showing up in your life? And what would it feel like to pause before pleasing and check in with what you actually want? And as always, if you're ready to explore this in a supported way, I offer one on one coaching for women who are done twisting themselves into shapes for other people and are ready to reclaim their voice and their energy and their center. The link to book a discovery session is in the show notes. And I'm also going to put some fawning traits on Women on the Brink website for you to refer to and see what it might reveal to you. So, as we wrap up today's little episode, I'll leave you with this. We can be kind without being compliant, and we can lead with our hearts without abandoning ourselves. Healing from fawning isn't about becoming hard or unapproachable. It's about remembering that your needs matter as well, and that your voice belongs in the room, and that you don't have to control yourself to be worthy of love or safety. This is your permission to hold your ground with grace and to stay soft but not small and to choose yourself even when it's uncomfortable. So I hope fawning is clear. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me, and I will catch you next time. Thanks for joining, and I want you to know that this isn't just a podcast. This is a movement. So share this information with your friends, and let's go, ladies.